So there go the sheriff and Barry, without us. But we don't have a gun right now, so let's go find one. And as soon as we enter this little shed, the birds all disappear. But coming up is one of my least favorite fights in the entire game. It's not a big fight. And on the easier difficulties, it's actually kind of easy, but it's such a pain because you don't have any of your upgraded stuff. You lose everything in that fall. And the fight starts when the door starts going up. And this is technically a timed fight. You don't have to actually hit anybody. You just have to wait for the door to get up, because you can kind of see there's a safe haven right behind it. And because the only weapon you have is a pistol, it's really only good for these little guys. You just want to avoid this guy as much as possible. And he was a little charge friendly for me, which is kind of scary. Now I wanted to take care of all of them rather than just run off, because there's a thermos all the way back in here. And if I were to run back here while trying not to kill any of them, I would get ganged up on and killed pretty quickly. So let's head into this garage. And thankfully we get a shotgun and a couple of flares to start, but for what's coming up right after this, I don't know if it's worth it. We just gotta get up over these crates. Do a little Alan Wake platforming. And this radio over here doesn't actually count towards the collectible radios, but it's nice to have the music on.
And here's a new song from a band that they always remind me of our local rock legends, the Old Gods. I couldn't tell you why. I guess it's just, one of those things. Anyway, here's Poets of the Fall and their latest single, War. This is good war.
So Pat Main mentioned that the Poets of the Fall sound a lot like the Old Gods of Asgard, and that's because they're technically the same group. The band Poets of the Fall provided a bit of the music for this game, mostly just the Old Gods songs, and a lot of the music for the sequel, Alan Wake's American Nightmare. And it's just kind of a little tongue-in-cheek nod to the fact that they're the same group.
The power plant glowed in the night. It was close, but I had to find a way across.
seriously now, how many times has Alan Wake said something along the lines of, I need to find a way across? Like, there's always a huge gap. Maybe it's just across two mountains. Or it's just a giant... What is this, a lake? It's always gotta be something big. Oh well, we gotta get through the transformer yard, and it's quite the maze. And if you're lucky with this guy, when you hit him with the flashlight, sometimes he'll just stagger back like you stunned him a bit, and he'll actually hit the power line for an instant kill. I wasn't so lucky this time, but it's pretty easy to get them if you kind of notice them right away. Otherwise, they step away from it, and it's too late by then. So when I said the transformer yard was a maze, it's linear. It's just pretty winding. Like, it's not straight through. We pretty much cover the entire area in one way or another. Now, I was trying to lead him back into the safe haven light, but I forgot that the light automatically shuts off after a while. And with everyone taken care of, we can move forward right into another fight. This is one of those cases where it's a good thing that once they get right up next to you, they don't actually attack, they just kind of shove you out of the way. Like you're the one being rude. So back behind that first big guy, behind these power lines, is the first manuscript page of this area. We can restock up here. And head out. Now here, as long as you have a flare or a flashbang, you're fine. But if you don't, you'll get surrounded by these two. So what I tried to do there was the same thing with the first guy. I was trying to get him staggered back into the power line. And it works a lot better with a flare, but I didn't feel like wasting one yet. So I used flashbang instead. And making its appearance again for like the 5th time in the game is this fucking red chair. Now there's no game significance to it, but it's kinda symbolic for what it is. Kinda. Well, that bridge looks like a way across the water. But, it's kinda not connected right now. So we need to find a way to get across. And this station here looks like a good start. Doesn't look like there's anybody inside though. Or maybe there is. Well, there isn't now. I don't know what he was hoping to accomplish, but at least now we can get across the bridge. It's, a little worrying that that bridge is taking so long to come around. That's not gonna play into anything, right? Well, it's certainly going faster now. And you can try running straight across, but I just don't think you have the time to do it. You'll have to wait for a half rotation of this bridge before you can get off. And I've tried it before. I haven't really gotten close, even with a full sprint. So you just have to keep off the birds for a while. They don't really come at you unless you're not looking at them, and they're all kind of in the same area, so it's easy enough to get rid of them. Just kind of shine your light on them intermittently. And once you hear the bridge crash, that means you can finally get off, because it's connected to the other side. I wonder if it sparks like that every time it turns. Well, we can see someone over here damage this side. But at least we have a TV to watch, right?
Are we men dreaming of being butterflies, or butterflies that dream of being men? Such philosophical concerns are by necessity abstract. And yet, some of us can find concrete proof of the nature of our existence in Night Springs. Tonight's episode: an absence of creativity.
Hello, Martha. What did you want to show me?
Oh, Lydia, thank God you're here. Please, it's in the basement.
Oh, Martha. Oh, that's amazing.
Isn't it just? I found it here this morning.
It's like it isn't there, but oh, I can't look straight at it.
Yes, I'm sorry about that.
How did you get here?
Well, I'm trying to work,
Did you put this thing here?
in a way. To be more precise, I put everything here but that.
Really? But what is it?
Oh, I guess the temptation is to call it a hole, but it's really an absence, a profound lack of reality.
In Martha's basement?
Yes, it was doing so well, too. I came up with 2 old ladies and put something really weird in the basement. It was a great start, but I'm completely blocked now. I can't imagine what I was up to.
Well, surely it's just an ordinary basement.
Is it? Why did you call your friend here, then?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, well.
Couldn't you just ignore it?
Oh, no, I couldn't do that. It would probably turn into a plot hole. Might be one already. Could sink the whole enterprise.
Oh, my.
Listen, ladies, not to be rude, but I'm really not at all sure where I'm going with this, and you're just not helping. You should just go back upstairs for a cup of coffee while I try to figure out what I'm up to.
Well, if you think that's best.
Maybe I should just stop here. Or is that too moronic?
Is that too moronic? Indeed. Who can tell? It's a fine line between the stupid and the sublime. Night Springs.
That episode was significantly less weird than the previous ones. It seems like it's just an author talking to his creations while having some writer's block.
We managed to lose the flock. You're almost at the power plant. Keep going. I'll give you support.
Well, it's good to see they're still around. And by support, I kind of wish they meant fire support. But, the light's good too. As you can see right there, it's pretty much instant, especially compared to all the flashlights I've had so far. They still throw a lot of heavy enemies at you, so if you don't have a lot of shotgun ammo left, you might run into some troubles. And at this point, I'm just kind of tired of dealing with all these enemies, so even on the smaller guys, I'm just going to try to get rid of them with like 2 shots. So as you can see, this is kind of segmented. Once you beat one area, she'll move to another area and just kind of sit there. And there are a ton of big guys with pickaxes and stuff. Just kind of gotta hold your ground. Fortunately, that flare made them all back off, but now they're all kind of approaching at the same time. And I don't really have a whole lot of flares left, so I'm going to want to hold on to them for a bit. Well, I can't wait to meet Barry and the sheriff, or Sarah as it is now. I'm sure they've got a lot to tell me about where they were. Man, what the fuck is going on with these birds? Yeah, some of them are stupid enough to run themselves right into the safe haven. At least that gets rid of them. But before we can head over to hopefully get inside this big building, there's a chest over here on the side. And it's got some good stuff in it. A couple of flare gun shots and a couple of flashbangs. So these are some pretty big connectors between these buildings here. But if ever there were a time for the phrase "watch your back," it'd be right here. Because you are surrounded by about 5 or 6 of these guys. So I do the totally intentional miss with the flare gun, and then panic and reload before shooting again. So the main strategy there is get everyone together and then take them out in one big shot. Preferably a little bit better than I did.
I recognized the logo on the power plant sign. I'd seen a version of it painted all over the area, signifying hidden caches of supplies.
Good. Maybe we'll get some answers now about who's been helping us and why. But we have 2 more collectibles technically to get. That thermos, and right by the door here is a sign.
Hold it right there!
Miss Weaver, Cynthia, I'm a friend.
Prove it!
You knew Zane, Thomas Zane. You're the Lady of the Light in the song. You can help me.
About time! Young man, I've been waiting a very long time for you. It's in the well-lit room.
Excuse me?
What you need to drive the darkness back. The well-lit room is at the dam. I built the room to keep it safe.
Will it help me find Alice? Will it get me back to the cabin? Fine, let's go. I can get my friends to come back with the helicopter.
Oh, we won't go outside. Never at night. That's rule number 1. You've been breaking the rules, young man, and where has that gotten us, No, I have a secret route, a lit route, an old water pipe. Something was damaged at the transformer yard. It's draining all the reserve power. Without it, the pipe will go dark. The power to the yard must be cut.
Let me guess. You want me to do it?
Young man, you're the one who likes to break the rules. I can't be outside in the dark. The kill switch is outside.
Whoa, 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 we can't leave just yet. We're hardly prepared for the fight. Besides, looks like you've been living it up in here for the past several decades. And she's got that red chair in the corner, which explains, well, nothing. But let's go listen to her ramble on for a bit.
Hurry! The switch is on the wall facing the shore. I have been preparing for these times, the dark tides. You have found my caches, haven't you? You can see the signs. Very few people can. Yes, please, take what you need. This is all for you, for the likes of us. We do Tom's work, don't we?
Yeah, sure we do. So let me go out and take care of this again. But I will give her some credit. There are a lot of lights in there. I can't imagine she's ever had to worry about them all going out before. But, as per usual, just a few steps out the door and we're already being attacked. I guess the darkness is getting pretty impatient with us. Since we've stocked up on so many good things, like flares and flare gun ammo, these guys aren't really a problem. And we've got plenty more shots to go. Not that I plan on using them, though. I don't want to be too wasteful.
Weaver had sent me to cut the power to the transformer yard. I was willing to do grunt work for her to get her to help me. I hoped Weaver was dependable. I'd stumbled into this crazy world a little over a week ago. She had been living this insanity for decades.
So, Cynthia Weaver has a couple of rules written all around the place. There's only 3, and they just pertain to keeping the darkness away.
I could see the kill switch that would cut the power to the transformer yard. Now I had to find a way to reach it.
There are 3 rules, and I tried to find all 3 of them to kind of show them off, but I couldn't find number 3. So these are what all the rules look like. Pretty much basic stuff. But if you're crazy and a little obsessive compulsive about staying alive, I think you'll stick to them. And before we flip the switch, we have a cam pyramid.
Who designs these things?
Well, the power's been cut. And everything is going to freak out. Because that's what happens when the power gets cut.
The transformer yard went dark and dead. Weaver's water pipe passage should now be good to go.
I wouldn't call it dead. Dark, certainly, but do you see what's right in front of you, Alan? A lot of shit's going on. So now we're basically in a mad dash back to the building. All of that reloading. And yeah, the door is now possessed. It's gone now. And that sounds like a chainsaw. Are you fucking kidding me? Let's try to get rid of this guy as soon as possible. Well, that didn't quite take care of him, but it did stun him. So after that flare, let's use one more to take care of him. And that's everybody. Time to head back in and see Cynthia. She's gonna do a lot of talking, so I'm just gonna kind of let it play out for the end of this episode.
This way, young man. Follow me. Come, the pipe's empty now. We're ready to go. This way. We need to go. I knew them both, Tom, and Barbara. I had such a crush on him. Such a beautiful man. I was jealous. There was a part of me that was maybe a little glad when she had the accident. And then Tom started writing and woke the darkness up. He tried to bring her back, but you can't do that. There are no free rides like that.
I'm starting to realize that.
In that case, young man, perhaps you're a smarter man than Tom was. The witch looked like her, but it wasn't. Barbara was sweet. He didn't understand until it was too late. He tried to undo it, wrote himself, her, everything he'd ever written out of the world. Oh, he was so famous. And afterward, no one knew. Oh, Tom. He left only one thing behind in my care, in case it happened again. Insurance. He trusted me. Or perhaps used me a little. Tom knew how I felt. Knew I wouldn't refuse him. I built the well-lit room and put it there. It's been waiting for you. We are characters trapped in a story you have written, and none of us will survive to see the end of it if the darkness isn't stopped. She'll twist the story to her own dark ends.
How do you know all this?
Tom, that's the way he wrote it. He still talks to me, you know, in television, from beyond, from below. We have both been touched by the darkness, young man. He saved us both with light, but the darkness stays with you. Leaves a stain. This pipe will take us directly to the well-lit room.
Okay, I need to call my friends, tell them where we're going.
Hello? Al!
Barry, we're headed to the dam in one of the pipes. Meet us there.
Okay, I'll tell Sarah.
It's Sarah now?
Whoa! No! For the sweet love of...
Barry! Barry! We gotta go see if they're okay.
They're probably dead. You must reach the well-lit room. This is no time to be a selfish idiot.
That's my best friend.
Well, be a fool. I'll use the pipe. I'll meet you at the dam if you make it.